Hello Tarot people, welcome to the card of the day. Marcus Vasey here. Check this out, the King of Pentacles reversed. Now this is probably one of the most confusing cards in the deck as far as like visually is concerned, because if you look at it, it's like it's a mess. It's a mess and it's kind of chaotic, and you can't really tell what's going on very well because the cloak of the king kind of mold into his background and the garden that surrounds him. So this is the king of the earth, the king of the material world, the king in charge of everything we do with our bodies, in charge of our health and our wealth. And this king is normally the wealthy king. He's normally the one who's most comfortable with material abundance and possessions. He's very connected to the earth and connected to himself, and he's very much in tune with nature around him, and he really loves nature and loves being in it. And so he's got these two energies of the bull of Taurus energy, this very earthy energy, and he is the protector and the provider, and he is that very masculine, strong, abundant, caring, loving person, and he's got a great relationship with our bodies, and with his body too normally. So when he's upside down, this connection with the earth has become a little bit extreme. The upside down nature of the court cards always talk about aspects of our personality and character that have pushed towards one extreme or the other. And as far as this king is concerned, his relationship with the material world is a little bit extreme. He might be over attached to it. He might be over manipulating it. He might feel too heavily involved in things that are around him that he's lost his sense of self. He is so much a part of the world around him that he may put too much importance on what's going on around him and forget what he himself is doing and what he should be doing in his life. He's the king of action in a way, because he represents this ability to manifest and draw things into our lives. So he may well be manifesting unwanted things, unwanted work. He often overworks himself, this reversed king. He's like a workaholic, and he often does work that is not necessarily beneficial to him, or maybe hasn't been good for him for a long time, and yet his rigidity, his stubbornness, and his attachment to the old, to the past, to what used to work, sometimes keeps him doing the same old stuff all over and over again, and even though he doesn't realize that it's long since served him in his personal journey. So he represents a little bit of rigidity and slowness and stagnancy and stubbornness that might be projected out there into your work. It might be projected out there into your relationship. It might just be a stagnancy that you're dealing with inside of yourself. This stagnancy can sometimes represent itself as laziness, the opposite of overworking. He might have such a negative relationship with his earthy nature that he becomes too slow, he becomes passive, he forgets how to get up off his arse and do something, and so he ends up doing the wrong things by doing nothing. Normally he's the king of doing nothing and having everything manifest, but he's also the king of doing everything and minimizing his work and in getting results. So when he's upside down, maybe the results that he's getting are not what we want, and he's calling for us to ask ourselves, do we need to get up off our asses and work in a different way? Do we need to do something different? Do we need to have a different relationship with our body? Are we really looking at ourselves physically and loving ourselves, caring for ourselves, looking after ourselves? Or are we, feeding ourselves excessive? He can be greedy. He can be, this guy is just a lazy slob on the couch because he's not having a great relationship with how he feels about how he might look, for example, in his physical self. He relates to this. This king is worried a little bit about his image. He's so connected to the world on the outside that he might find his family and close proximity of friends and inner circle are influencing him in a negative way, or he's, just too worried about what's going on then that he forgets to connect with what's going on inside of himself. He's normally abundant, but he might represent the negative side of abundance, when the abundance is just a distraction for our own self issues, and our own sense of integrity and living our lives with, a moral ground of focus. He can be so connected to his body that he's very sensual and loves the physical, tactile story, and sexuality because of this can become an extreme towards one side or the other when he's upside down. But in general, this is a king who's, got a strong energy. He's got a strong manifestation capabilities or potential. And so we need to maybe use them in the right way. Another card popped up with this today. Got to show it to you because it's the devil reverse. So there's obviously something that I need to look at here. And maybe we can all look at in our lives in general to see what is that thing that we think we're so attached to, that we experience ourselves as being, as being this addictive attachment in our life, something that we naturally fall into without any effort, something that brings up our laziness and our ability to just do nothing when if we were truer to ourselves, we would actually be in some form of positive action. So the devil represents these kind of addictive attachments that we have, that we, are too lazy just to take off the chain and go, I don't need to do that anymore. Yeah, but it's comfortable and I love it. Yeah, but I don't need to do that anymore. Are we going to have the conviction? Are we going to have the strength of this real king the right way up? Or are we going to just let his natural, easy flow and connected nature to envelop us and to lose ourselves in what might not be the most purposeful and conscious way to act in our daily lives? Wish you all the best day. Subscribe if you fancy these videos, and giving me a hand, and lots of love and care to you.